Hi, and welcome back to Fabricmate Systems Tips and Techniques, where we teach you how to put fabric on the walls and ceilings. Today's tip is going to be PK2, we call it. It's the practice kit. Practice kit, with meaning that this is going to allow you to get this kit, as you'll see being opened up here. It's going to give you everything pre-cut, ready to go. You're going to get a template to put on the wall. It's going to walk you through the steps. You're then going to get the fabric mounting frame that's pre-cut. You're also going to get the backing material. This is a soft core, soft touch backing material for this kit here. You'll also get the DIY installation tool. This is the low cost, easy installation tool. Say when you're doing something small around the house, maybe an office even, a restaurant, where you're going to do small scale installations. You're also going to get a little square it tool. You'll see that in a moment. You'll have a template again with this kit, so it's easy to follow the lines. But if you don't have the template, you're going to want to use the little square it. It allows you to get the profiles at a perfect 90 to make sure you get a good even square there. So go ahead and pay attention here. Again, you're seeing the kit unpacked. The template here, this is going to be just a demo wall again behind you here on drywall. You can either use a hand stapler to staple this up to get started. It may be recommended to also reverse roll this so that it's laid out a little bit and not curling on you. You can also use glue or hold it stick, a couple different methods, even a tack to hold it up onto the wall. Again, the purpose is a practice kit to make sure that you are comfortable with site-fabricated systems before you maybe get into that larger scale project, maybe your home theater, your bedroom, kids' room. Again, restaurants, lecture halls, conference rooms, really used in a wide range of applications out there. Some people, though, feel they may not be comfortable with putting the site-fabricated system up, so we've come up with these handy little kits that have everything in there to give you the comfort level that you need to go ahead and install on a larger scale. So as long as you, again, have a little bit of handiness, some basic tools. This kit, again, will come with the DIY rocker. You'll see maybe a couple of actions, if not in this, in some of the other segments, where you can upgrade to the DIY roller 4-in-1 tool, as well as for the real serious DIYer, the contractor, you can step up to the metal contractor tools. So let's just take a peek here of what's going on, and you will see the installation appear before your eyes. So you'll see the template has been installed now. Now he's going to switch to a pneumatic gun, and he's going to go ahead and staple off and pre-position the first fabric mounting frame. And so he'll follow this methodology all the way around the template. Again, this template is in the horizontal orientation, so the instructions are a little bit of an angle. Actually, I think we've got them on both sides. We've got them horizontal or vertical. So you may want to go ahead and pre-think this out, and maybe you want to put it in your home office, put it in your, I don't know, somewhere where you're going to actually get to leave it up and utilize it for a nice decorative panel. This does come with a variety of different fabrics. There isn't one specific one, again, being a practice kit, so it could be any different color in the box. It's kind of like a surprise. So if you're not comfortable with it, you can pick up your own fabric, buy something different online, or get something, source something locally. So again, as you watch this, you'll see him work through a series of steps. Here he's going to use the DIY tool that comes with the kit to align the frame. This is the same method you would do if you were doing an entire wall, floor to ceiling, or vertical or horizontal orientation. Again, he's using the pneumatic staple gun here. You may not have that and want to just use drywall screws. That's adequate as well. Another method is just a simple hand stapler. It's a little bit more time consuming but lower cost, and again adequate if you're doing just one wall, small panels here and there. Again, the practice kit purpose is to determine whether or not the site-fabricated system is something that you feel comfortable with. It's a really easy system to use. You'll see here. He'll probably switch throughout this segment where you'll see him start with the DIY tool on one side, and then you may see him switch to some of the upgradable tools, which would be the DIY roller or 4-in-1. So now we're getting to where the outer perimeter, it's recommended to install the outer perimeter complete before you come back in and put the intermediate joint in. The intermediate joint, or we call the intermediate joint, is the seam where both fabrics will be going into one another, as you'll see, and that's kind of the magic as well. Remember, the fabric mounting frame incorporates the hidden channel. So now the outer perimeter is complete. you're going to see the intermediate joint. This is our FS100 square half-inch track system. This is what comes in almost all of the practice kits. It is also recommended if you're going to use another profile to let us know. We can switch it to a beveled or one of the other profiles. It's recommended, since this is a practice kit, the purpose is to use the actual track, the actual fabric, and the actual tool that you'll be using for your install to make sure that you have the proper experience. So there you go. You have the fabric mounting frame up all around the perimeter. So here you'll see the process of sanding or blending, as we call it. It's important to go around, whether you use a little sanding block such as this, a piece of sandpaper you may have handy, or you could even be something as simple as a nail file. You want to make sure that the edges and the faces are blended and they're sanded and smooth. You don't want to have any of the track uneven, or you will show this may show through the fabric. So take the quality time here to take a look at the corners. Use your fingers and your eyes to make sure that it looks and feels the way that you would like. Very thin fabrics will show through that if you have it not blended in. So now you'll see the actual backing material. This is, again, the soft touch material. Is going to get stapled in here. Again, the nice thing about this kit is everything's pre-cut with a template. Super easy, but it gives you the understanding and the concept of site-fabricated systems and the many flexible installs and abilities that you can use with this system in the residence or the commercial markets. So now we're going with about a 1 foot square pattern, staple pattern here. If you don't have the staple gun, you can use drywall screws, a smaller hand staple, a manual staple. So you can see this is going up nicely on both sides. If you do have an issue where the core is a little bit wide, fit it in on one side, and then you can come back with your scissors or a razor knife and trim it. It's important to make sure that that core is not sticking over the frame once again. So if by chance you do get a larger piece, just go ahead and trim it with, again, a razor knife or a pair of scissors. And you can see how nice and easy this cuts. If you're going to be using our rigid core for tackable or wall protection, you're going to have to switch to the razor knife to cut through that. Scissors won't work on that. So now there you have it. You have the fabric mounting frame installed. You have the backing. Now you will see the first side of the fabric going up. This looks like a dark blue fabric. And you'll get a chance to see the DIY tool that's going to be used. So again, this is the kit, the basic tool that comes in this kit. You'll see probably in use in a little bit, you'll see one of the other ones, the DIY roller, or 4-in-1 tool, or even the Contractor Pro Series roller tool. These are upgrades, again, depending on what your application is. If you're going to do a few small panels in the house, a whole wall or two in your home theater, or some panels in your restaurant or whatever it is, this tool will be adequate for that. It's going to take a little bit more time, but it surely will do the job. If you want to upgrade, again, Fabricmate.com, you'll find some of the basic tools there, as well as the Contractor Pro and DIY series. We also have them in combo packs that come together, as well as a contractor pack, Pro and DIY full packs that have everything that you would need to do your install. Some of those items you'll be able to see in another segment, so go ahead and please check back from time to time. And we're putting these out so that you guys will be educated out there and knowledgeable in the use of fabric wall treatment for acoustical, tackable, magnetic now even, aesthetics, graphics, so many uses out there, many applications, becoming the more popular way to finish a wall, more desirable than paint or wallpaper or paneling. Again, the other advantage of the system is the changeability. You've seen that in some of the other segments, so please take a look if you haven't. Once these are up, it's simply if they're soiled, damaged, or you want to change the decor down the road, all you're going to do is change the fabric. Peel it off, roll new fabric in. So now we have the left side here that's done, all the way tucked in. It's going to break out the scissors. Again, we always recommend making sure your corners are in and it's seated all the way around in the framework before you break the scissors out. Now he's going to go ahead and trim these, cut the corners very tight, come back and trim the excess off. You can go right up to the frame, or you can leave about a 1/2 inch. Okay, and you're getting near the completion of this very first panel on the left side. This is, again, a horizontal orientation of the kit, but actually the vertical, the joint here, intermediate seam joint is going to be vertical, which if you had a vertical fabric orientation, you would be in this, going in this direction. So you'll see he's using the DIY tool here to go ahead and get the corners finished. Get those in there. They might peek out a little bit, and you can work that back in. And you can just go ahead and get a kind of a rocking motion going on, and it just sucks that fabric in nicely. So just a back and forth motion. You're probably getting about a 6 to 8 inch span on that each time, and you can see how nicely that goes in with the simple DIY tool. So he's going to go ahead and you're going to work this process all the way around, keeping in mind this middle frame here, the intermediate seam, is going to be handling another piece of fabric coming in from the right side shortly, as you'll see. So you may have to come back with your scissors. Again, you can get these scissors as well on Fabricmate.com, or you might already have your own scissors that'll work adequately. There you can see the tool is sucking that in there just nicely. So you want to go around and finish the corners, then go ahead and go back and forth and work this process in all the way around. You can see fast and easy. Take your time, keeping an eye on the orientation of the fabric, making sure the weave looks good. Another thing that's important, we touch on it in some other segments, is keeping your hands clean. Okay, there's little wipes out there, little ways to keep your hands clean. Just wash them off from time to time, as you do get oils from your hands or from touching the tools. So there you have it. Panel on the left side. So now you're going to see the panel on the right side going up. Again, you never know what's going to be in your kit. Different fabrics come in it. Various fabrics could be in the kit there. Feel free to use those, or if you have some of your own fabric, then definitely, and you want to leave it up, go ahead and procure that locally. So you'll see a second panel here, and you're going to see a couple of switches into some of the upgraded tools. Again, keep in mind the PK 1, 2, and 3 come with the standard DIY tool. If you think you're going to do your project's going to be larger, you may want to upgrade to some of the DIY rocker and rollers, 4-in-1, as well as possibly the Pro series rocker, roller, and 4-in-1, either combo, or we've even made available returnable kits so you can purchase them, do your project, return them back, and get a full refund. So those are very popular as well for someone that's maybe doing 1 or 2 walls here and there. So you'll see here now he's switched to the DIY roller. You're going to see that the speed is quite a bit more than the rocker tool, and it sucks it in nice and even there, draws it in as you're going around the panel. So you'll really appreciate this tool. Again, it'll last. Even the DIY one here should last a very long time. The Pro tool should last a lifetime. You'll check that out if you want in a few of the other segments on tools. So now what you're doing at this particular time is you're looking to make sure that the fabric is on the framework in the proper orientation. You're really not having any soiling or any damage or flaws when you're doing a large wall. You don't want to get that up and finish it off completely and find out there's something on there and you got to peel it back off and change it. So here what you're doing is making sure that you've actually seated the fabric in all the way around the framework. And you can come back here, you'll see the 4-in-1 in action again, making sure that the fabric is defined within the fabric mounting frame. That's very important before you break out the scissors. Now when you're comfortable that it's completely in the framework, go ahead and take the scissors out, cut your corners very close. If you have sharp scissors, you'll be able to run them down the panel as you see there. Makes for a nice, fast, clean install when you're doing those long panels down corridors or different applications where you have long runs. You're only limited by the width of your fabric. If your fabric is wider than what your desired panel is, that's where the intermediate joint and the seam comes in. And you'll see more of that in other segments. So here, once you've gotten your corners cut and you've trimmed it off, the next and last step is really just going to be finishing it off and rolling it into the hidden channel. So you'll switch here to the Pro rocker tool, getting the corners in. Again, if you haven't purchased or don't have the 4-in-1, this works fine. All of them are designed for speed and ease, comfort on the hand, for a lot of rocking in there and a lot of rolling. So you can see it sucks it in there nicely. Sometimes you'll have fine fabric, so you'll need to switch to the rocker. The roller may tend to burn it. Say if you have leathers or fine velours or something out there. So switch to the rocker and you're not going to build up the friction that the roller would have. But you can see the roller will make a big difference on getting that in. So again, finish off the corners. Once you're happy with the way they're defined, it's really as simple as that, going back and rolling it in or rocking it in. And you'll see here shortly you'll have a panel that's finished. and you'll have the confidence after doing the installation on the PK2 to go ahead and tackle that larger project. There you go. Look how fast and easy that goes in. So again, a completed panel. There you have it. So we really thank you as always for spending the time with us. That was the PK2, we call it, the practice kit, completed here with an intermediate seam. The kit is in its horizontal position with a vertical joint. We appreciate it. If you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up. Keep some comments coming down at the bottom there and subscribe to us, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.